weekly series on the research excellence story. Every week, we try to bring to you one story of a student who has worked on projects and whose performance on the project was so excellent that we have given them the opportunity to work on research papers, which they have taken with both hands extended and done extremely well. So today we are going to be joined by Nikil, who will be discussing about his experience. So good evening, Nikil. Welcome.
Yeah, hi Aditya. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
So before we jump into the project details, I would like to ask all of our viewers a very simple question. We have two candidates who are applying for a job. We have Mr. or Mrs. A and we have Mr. and Mrs. 360. Mr. and Mrs. A, they've been trained at XYZ Institute. They've worked on dummy projects from Kaggle, GitHub, etc. Whereas Mr. and Mrs. 360, they have been trained at 360 Digit MG. They have worked on real-time projects. They have attended daily stand-up calls. They have created end-to-end data pipelines. They have created deployment on-premise and on cloud. They have attended client meetings and they've had their research papers published in international journals. So, a simple question here is which resumes do you think gets shortlisted for interviews? So, I think this is something that everybody can answer for themselves. So, without any further delay, Nikhil, why don't you walk our viewers through the business understanding phase of your project?
Okay, sure, Aditya. So our project was about the poultry industry. So our business problem was to the poultry farm has to very time consuming. The laborious uh, counting the cracked eggs was very time consuming and very laborious, costly for them. So we got a project like we have to count the cracked eggs. So there are white eggs, white cracked eggs, brown cracked eggs. So our business success criteria was we have to reduce the manual effort by at least 10%. And our objective was to minimize the manual counting. All counting should be in the automatic process. And our machine learning success criteria was we have to get achieve the accuracy at least 90%. And our constraint was we have to minimize the solution for the cost solution for the cost for that project and minimize the time for the detecting the crack text. So, and our economic success criteria was we have to achieve the client has to achieve cost in at least $1 million. So this is the our problem statement. So we built a solution for them. Yes.
Okay. So, Nikhil, why don't you so I can see the project architecture here. Everybody can see it, but a lot of people might not be able to understand the flow here. So, why don't you just tell us a little bit about how the project architecture was structured for this specific use case?
Mm, yes. So first of all, we got some sample data from our client. So our requirement was to we want a black background behind the object, behind the text. So they give some sample data, and we also have collected the real eggs images with a black background. We captured images. We make made a video, convert them into the frames. All the data, thus after getting sufficient data, we feed data into the RoboFlow. All the augmentation, annotation, pre-processing, all was done in RoboFlow only. And after we got the data to train our model, we export data from the RoboFlow using RoboFlow API, and we started building our models. We tried over 5 to 6 models, and In that, the YOLO V9 gives us a good result. And then later we deployed this model on a local system using Spring. Yeah, this is the flow of this project architecture.
Okay. And can you just explain what we are seeing here on the screen?
Yeah, here the comparison table between the model's performance. So here YOLO V5S model gives us 94%, YOLO V8 Nano gives 97, and our best model is YOLO V9C is gives us a 98%. And we also tried faster RCN and BaseNet, but YOLO V9 gives us best results, so we deployed on that model.
Okay. So finally, we have the output here for us. And I can see some things on the screen. I can see some names. I can see some numbers, specifically some decimal values, which is a little confusing for me. I am sure it is confusing for a lot of people. So can you just
Yes, sir.
clean the output
Oh,
for us?
yeah, in this images, these are the test images we passed to the model. So it is detecting here the brown crack is 0.9 means it is a 90% confident that it is a brown crack tick. So the white crack is 1.0, it is means white crack tick is 100% confident that it is a white crack tick. Yeah, this is the output which we built a model. That's output is it. So we
Nikhil,
successfully completed that project.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, we successfully completed that project and we deployed on a local system. Yes.
So, Nikhil, one final question. This is not related to the project, but just generally your experience with this process that you were involved in. How do you think that having a research paper it helps you at a personal and a professional level?
Okay. First of all, building a real world project is a best thing. On top of that, what you have worked on the thing and you in that work you have published in the research international journal. That is makes me a standout on a thousands applicant. So it is always beneficial for us to have a research paper published in the international journal. So it is always beneficial for us. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nikhil, for sharing your experience. Now, guys, before we sign off, I would like to show a few things that we as an edtech company offer. We offer you the opportunity to work on challenging real-time problems like the one you just saw and allow you to push to your limits and beyond. Learn all the phases of the project methodology as just you saw in the project architecture. Deal with different tools in the industry like Python and Power BI and cloud platforms, amongst various other tools. Have the opportunity to work on international journals for research papers. And finally, we have various free tools like the mind map, ML architecture assistant, resume mapper, and animated learning. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And thank you so much, Nikhil, for taking the time out of your busy day to give us your feedback on the entire journey that you've had.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you. Thank
So,
you,
guys,
360
everyone,
MG.
follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn for such amazing content that is available on a daily basis. So,